So I've been doing YouTube for some time, and I never actually made a video about what are the most important aspects that I believe a good or admirable first-person shooter should have, because most of the content I upload are first-person shooters. This is finally going to be an end once I make this video, and I think it'll be a fun one to do because I always want to find something fun to talk about when it comes to my main channel or the Doom Nation channel. I also gotta get back into the YouTube stuff, especially for Doom Nation, but it's been very slow because there's really nothing to talk about for Doom. Hopefully I'll think of something interesting. So back on topic, well, right off the bat, map design. I think it's very safe to say that no matter what first person shooter you make, a single player driven one, multiplayer driven one, and so on, map design is extremely key. You can have awesome mechanics, but it can be let down or not pushed to its fullest potential if map design isn't good. I actually like this map you're watching, and it's definitely one of my favorites from Halo 3, and I personally believe this because of the map layout, the weapon placements, the gameplay. It's very dynamic, lots of close quarters, but it can also be mid-range focused too. It's just a great map that really optimizes the Halo 3 mechanics very well. Without a doubt, map design is something I believe first-person shooters should always strive for when they got the mechanics down. Next up is gunplay. Fairly straightforward. I always feel like the gun's gotta feel good when you use it, like the Halo 1 pistol. It feels amazing when you pull off that 3-shot kill in multiplayer because it's really not easy to do. And the pistol itself is a monster weapon too. Fast kill time, great range, and it's just awesome how it's a pistol, but it's abnormally strong because most pistols in first-person shooters, they're really not as powerful as Halo 1's. I always feel like sound does enhance the gunplay experience. Like, I really love the MP5 from Call of Duty 4. I love how it sounds when you fire the gun, and the plasma gun from Doom is also very pleasing to the ears too. I also want to mention reload animations. I really do love reload animations, and it's always fun to see some games that try to spice up the reload animation so it doesn't look too bland when you're reloading. Replayability is definitely something I have to mention. It doesn't have to have multiplayer for me to replay the game like a highly replayable single player game like Doom, where it's a game you really want to come back and try to play it at a level where you know what to expect from the game, and it's just an amazing experience. Where a game like Doom, it's fast and it's all about feeling like a badass, and just playing with knowledge really does bring those feelings to life. Obviously, a strong single player gotta allow players to have a multiple amount of strategies against an encounter like on Halo. The second level of Halo 1, you definitely get a lot of options to really play however you want once you activate the bridge when you encounter the Forerunner complex. Of course, multiplayer is known for having a lot of replayability because of unlockables. It's fun to go against real life players because it's always unpredictable of what they're going to do, and it's just, you know, fun to play against them and with your friends too. My next aspect I want to talk about is balance. So important for any game in general. I feel like there should never be something that's cheap or unfair that breaks the game's balance. Like, I don't want to see a weapon or something that's overpowering where it can ruin a multiplayer experience for me. Or in single player, I don't want to fight enemies that are cheap, or just like the design balance between the player and AI isn't as smooth as it should be. Pretty straightforward, and I personally think this is probably the most important thing to include for any kind of game really, and shooters are included too. The feeling of dominance. It isn't a great first-person shooter if it doesn't make you feel like a badass. Pretty much every game I like to play and look up in high regards all have their ways that make you feel like an unstoppable walking force. In COD 4, when things are going my way, my aim is on, kill streaks are getting me good kills, I'm spawn trapping well, good reaction, etc. That's where I start feeling like a god. In Doom, obviously, most of the time the game really does try to remind you that you're a badass by fighting a hard amount of demons, but Doom can also enhance that experience when I'm able to remember the cool strategies that come up and still play really well by having a good flow and pace as I play on a map. In Halo, I love going against legendary AI. It's always fun to go against them, and making them your bitch is definitely a pleasing experience. And of course, just playing good in multiplayer, you know, feels good too, like carrying your team or your snipes on so much to list, man, but it's important for a first-person shooter to really make you feel like a god for sure when you are playing. This will be my last favorite aspect of first-person shooters, and that is there is something for everyone, because first-person shooters always have been a competitive and crowded genre. I think there's definitely games that will appeal to everyone. There's games that will appeal to old school first person shooter junkies, and there's games that will appeal to the military shooter crowd. There's something for everyone, and with that said, I guess it's safe for me to say that it's a genre where there's so much to explore and develop. Eventually in the future, I believe there will be first person shooters that will definitely be different from the shooters from the 90s or today's times. Time will tell. Thanks for watching the video, everyone. And these aspects, they're not in order, it's just me throwing it out there. I'll try to get some more live comms because I'm currently in the mood for that, and when it comes to my future videos on my main channel. And I'll try to talk more about Doom for the Doom channel because I got a decent amount of Doom footage recorded just for that channel.